Hey people, this is Suitor124. This is a new video just to show you the recent games that I've gotten over the short few months. Um, some of them are old ones, they're all from different consoles, but I'm sure you can agree they're quite good. Okay, so here's the first one. Pokemon White version. I didn't enjoy the remake of Pokemon Soul Silver and Heart Gold, mainly because I just found it a bit dull, not enough to do on it. There wasn't enough side quests in it. Apart from that, this one is far better. There's a lot to do, and apart from the fact there's 150 new Pokemon to find, and it's quite difficult to get some of them, I'd say it's quite a really decent game that you should really consider trying out for yourself. Okay? So that's that one. Bear with me that I'm not much of a camera person, and as you can tell, I can barely speak when I try to do things like this. Okay? Right. This one here we are. Yeah. Chrono Trigger. I got on this quite a few years back. I just ended up finding it during when I had to clean my room. Surprisingly, no, it's still a great game. I played this once on an emulator on the SNES that I found on the computer. One of Squaresoft's best games they've made before they ended up turning into Square Enix. If you're into RPGs and you're into Final Fantasies, I definitely recommend this game. It's loads of fun and there's a lot of adventure in it itself. Okay. Next one. Let's see here. Kingdom Hearts Recoded. Apparently it's supposed to be a remake of the Kingdom Hearts Coded that was in Japan for the phone. I looked at the images and some reviews. It didn't look all that great, but as soon as it got converted into the Nintendo DS, I was pretty happy about it. Checking out the graphics and the gameplay, it was pretty intense. Hopefully someday they'll get to Kingdom Hearts 3, but who knows, maybe after this new one that's coming out for the Nintendo 3DS. But, well, here's hoping. Right, next one. 3D Dot Game Heroes. I mainly bought this because a lot of people in some comments said it was just a lot like the Legend of Zelda for the NES, and they're quite right. It's exactly the same, but obviously a bit of a 3D depth into it as well. The greatest thing about it is that you can increase the strength of your sword and pretty much fill the entire screen with it. It's a good game, quite difficult, but all in all it's quite fun to play, and to be honest it's quite cheap nowadays if you want to buy it yourself. So, highly recommended. Especially if you're into all the classic NES Nintendo games, all the old school games. Okay. Next one. Ace Combat 3 Electrosphere. This is for the PlayStation 1. I found this quite a while back when I was in town. Strange enough, which is quite funny, I got it for, if you look down here, no, excuse quality, but it was only 10 pence. Quite lucky to find this, and the condition for it's okay. No damage done to the disc or the instruction booklet, which is great. Very happy with it. I'm a fan of the Ace Combat games because I like those flight simulators. Yeah, quite chuffed to find this. My next game, which was also a game that I found along with Ace Combat, Steel Rain. And I got this for 60 pence. It was just one of the lucky finds that I found in the store. A little bit scuffed under the case in itself, but you can admit these are old games, so some of them will have a bit of damage to them. The disc itself is great. There's no scratches. The instruction booklet's brilliant. Absolutely no damage done there, so that's good. Okay. If you want to know what's about this, well, the picture says, oh, you're a tank and you're blowing up everything you can. It's pretty fun if you're bored. to be honest. Next game. Legend of Zelda Twilight Princess. I used to have this quite a couple of years back when it was first out, but ever since I traded in the Wii, God knows why, because it's a good console. Instead, I still don't have the console yet as far right now, but since I found this in the store, I just had to get it. I'm a big game collector, so it's one of the games that I knew I should have. Apart from some people saying it's sort of a bad game, mainly because you turn a wolf, they should know that as soon as you exit your wolf form and go back into Link's form, it's a really good game. Traveling around Hyrule, it's just pretty much like the Ocarina of Time, and well, that was a famous ass game. And as people know, it's being remade for the 3DS, which, yay, you gotta love Zelda. What's the second last game? Atelier Verona, The Alchemist of Ireland. I mainly first got this game because of the fact that I was a fan of the Atelier games, and I do like NIS, mainly because they made Mana Khemia, but that was also made by Gust, which I'm pretty sure this is done by as well. Yeah, it's done by Gust. I do enjoy this game to a point. It's good, but the only main problem I have it was there was a DS game like this that came out previously, called Atelier Annie. They are quite annoying games, mainly because you have to make items within a due time. Now, I'm all for that, but I prefer games that you can do within your own time while leveling up your characters like a typical RPG. But with this, it's pretty much rushing you to do it as soon as possible, which is quite difficult in this kind of type of game. If you're not completely understanding what I'm saying, have a look around on YouTube, have a look at some gameplay videos, and you'll understand what I mean. Okay? Right, now this is the last game, which I am so chuffed I finally got because I spent years trying to buy it. And here we go. Tales of Vesperia. I've been looking for this game for years. Bloody fucking years. I know for a fact it's on Games on Demand on Xbox Live now, for only £20. But since I'm a game collector, I prefer to have it as a box game than a downloadable one. I was just really lucky to find this at such a cheap price. It was £40, but to be honest, I think that was a brilliant buy. Because most of these times, if you go to any other UK online store, they're sold at most £75 to even £100. Which I understand it's a great game and extremely rare, but any more than £100 I think is ridiculous, because I've seen on some stores that they're even selling for £300. It's a good game, but I don't even think it's worth that much. But other than that, I mean, this game is incredible. I'm a major fan of the Tales series. What started me off was Tales of Eternia, which came out for the PlayStation Portable. Ever since then, I've been playing games like Tales of the Abyss, Tales of Legendia, and since I finally got this game, I have never put it down, and I've been attached to it all day for the past 3 days. I wonder, is the disc there? Oh no, the disc's in there, I'm pretty sure. Ah, yeah, there it is. I must not put it away yet. Ah, there we go, there's the disc, there's the instruction booklet. I mean, seriously, I can't believe how lucky I was to finally get this. There was only so many made in the UK, which was quite disappointing for most people, because I know and understand a lot of people like their RPGs, and a game like this is really hard to find, so it's a good thing that they put it on Games on Demand, but for me, it has to be the box version, otherwise I wouldn't bother getting on Games on Demand. But still, if you ever manage to get yourself a copy of this, you can pretty much boast to your friends because it's extremely hard to find, but fantastic game. If you just check on YouTube or that for any trailers or just anything to give yourself a good review and see if you would like to play it or not. There's a demo on Xbox Live which you can try, which is obviously the best ideal for it. But yeah, that's pretty much all I can say with that. That's my review done. Oh no, there's a game that I got recently from a friend, pretty retro. Here we go. Legend of Zelda: Majora's Mask. This is, I know people have said that this is the best Zelda game, but no, I still have to go with Ocarina of Time. This game's okay, but the fact is that, how can I put it in better terms? It's annoying. Always having to do things in a certain amount of time because of the big moon that's going to smash down on your hometown. I'd say it's okay. I mean, obviously you have to have the expansion pack in order to play this game. I'd still admit that Ocarina of Time was far better for the Nintendo 64. But still, fingers crossed that the Ocarina of Time for the 3DS is going to be great. I do own a 3DS. I've just put it away right now. I'll be sure to get it out sometime soon. But there you go. As for now, thanks for looking at my reviews, and I've made a brand new account for being able to show off the retro games that I own and games that I can review. I'll be sure to get a better camera so I can do better footage, because this is obviously my phone using the HTC Desire. But hey, thanks for watching, and I hope you can leave some comments and give me advice on what I could do better about this. Thanks very much.